What's up guys, Perry here, and we are back with yet another ALS video. I might put out a third one after this, I don't know, depends how I'm feeling, but this video I wanted to dedicate it to going over what is the best way to farm rerolls. Because as it stands, rerolls are probably one of the main things that you want in this game, or technique shards as they call it. Why? Well, you know, in this game having a good damage trait is basically a necessity. I feel like it's just the way that things scale, and for convenience, everyone wants to have one of the super cool damage traits, one of these three, and anything else is absolute garbage, let's be honest. Entrepreneur works for farms, but like literally everything else is mid. If it's not these, chances are you don't want it, so that's going to require a lot of technique shards to get. And that's where this video comes in. I'll be going over the ways that I personally grind for rerolls, and letting you guys know any type of tips or tricks that I might have along the way. But yeah, let's just get into method number one. The first thing I think you should be doing every single day, you know, assuming you have the time for it, is doing your your daily quests. I already did mine, but every single day you're gonna have a daily quest where it's like, oh, summon on the banner and get free rerolls. So literally do 110 summon. Maybe you'll get lucky, some days it gives you more rerolls than others, but it's literally the freest technique shards of your life. All you have to do is summon one time, and gems are basically worthless once you're in endgame. There's not much to do with them, so yeah, you'll have enough gems to summon anyway. You can also do, although I don't know if I recommend this one, I'm just saying it's there. There is the story mode quest. Sometimes, I think they reset every update. Yeah, they reset every update, or something along those lines, because I did some of these already and they popped back up. But you can get some technique shards by completing the story, like all the story mode maps on Nightmare, and you can also get some technique shards from doing their respective infinite modes on Nightmare and normal, which is pretty cool. Actually, let me check. Yeah, not normal. So yeah, grind Nightmare, lots of Nightmare story modes and Nightmare infinites. You'll get some technique shards there from these quests. Albeit, it's a one-time use thing, so once you do it once, you can never do it again, at least until they reset it. But let's go into World 2, because there are also some more ways of getting rerolls, or technique shards, once we load into here. Which is, there we go. It's taking longer than I thought it would. Yep, so this World 2 has a whole different set of quests. If you do all your daily quests, that's 8 free shards right there. If you do all your weeklies, that's 20 free shards. I will admit, quests in World 2 are a lot harder than World 1. Like, for example, I have to evolve 5 units to do my weekly. That is a pretty Herculean task. I mean, I'm probably going to do it. I'm sure there's like easy units that I can evolve. In fact, I can do one right now. Ice Admiral. Boom, he's evolved. Not that hard, but what I'm trying to say is it's a little bit more annoying to do that. So let me check something real quick. They don't have the guy I want. What I'm trying to say is it's a little bit more annoying having to evolve units or do things that are a little bit harder. But, you know, 20 shards is nothing to scoff at. If you do both of these, you'd have 28. And you're going to be grinding in World 2 a lot anyway, because you need to do caverns, you want to grind yourself some jewels, so might as well get some technique shards while you're doing that. But those are just surface level, right? We're at the tip of the iceberg right now. But what is really the best? Also, you can do the story mode quest things here too. I forgot to claim that one. But yeah, if you do Nightmare versions of any of these maps, it'll give you some rerolls. If you do their Nightmare Infinite versions, or Purgatory also gives you some rerolls, that will be somewhat useful too. You can also trade shards now. So I guess if you have like a good unit or something, you can trade that away. But I don't know if that method's really that good or not, especially with how easy shards are to get. But yeah, as I was saying, we were only at surface level, right? Let me tell you guys my personal favorite method of getting rerolls. That's macroing for them. If you go over to raids, the only raid that you're ever going to need, Snowy Capital, it's my favorite one. You just farm stage 6. You get technique shards from any stage 6 raid. In fact, you get an extra 4 or 5 technique shards for the first 3 completions of a raid. So let's say you get 5 technique shards for each 3 completions of a raid. That'd be 15, 30, 45, 60. That's 60 free shards a day for just doing their stage 6 for every single raid. And these are pretty easy. You can solo them once you get a little bit more situated into the game. None of these are hard. The hardest one is Leaf Village, because you might need some of the little totems that give you a damage buff to solo it. I know I did back when I first started. But if you really find it that difficult, you can always queue up with people from the Anime Last Stand server, and you're not going to have any trouble with it. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, if you have the time for it, I recommend doing stage 6 of each of these raids. Albeit, I don't find myself having the time to do that. But if you can grind it out, it's definitely worth it. And that is all of the methods that I have before my best one. Pretty sure that's all the obtainable ways of getting rerolls, at least the reliable ones. Of course, there's always the old pay method, you know, whipping out the wallet, but you know, almost 8k Robux for 100 shards. You can get 100 shards overnight with the method I'm about to tell you. So I really would hold off on buying this unless you're trading with it, because you are allowed to trade technique shards that you buy. You can't trade the technique shards that you earn. You can only trade the ones that you buy. So I guess take that information and use it however you want. You know, take that as you will, but you're not going to catch me buying technique shards. But yeah, okay. Best method? Macroing for your rerolls. So, you know, I'll hop in here. I'll whip out my handy dandy tiny task. And then I'll already whip out my handy dandy reroll farm macro. Boom. Make sure I have 2x speed on. And let me just show you guys how it's done. I'll play a clip. Something I forgot to mention that I'll include in the video right now is that if you want to know how I macro, and you know, you want me to go more in depth as to how I auto farm my rerolls, I'll link the video that I did and put it in the description. Anyways, let's keep going. Alright, I think that's enough footage for the video. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, learn anything new, or liked hearing me talk about the game, feel free to like, sub, comment, all that wonderful, wonderful stuff. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and we will catch you in the next one.